Good morning, Year 5, and welcome to today's SPAG lesson. Just before we begin, same as usual, I'd like you to open up your exercise books, write today's topic, which is SPAG, obviously today's LO, which is recognise in parenthesis, and today's date, which is, of course, Wednesday the 20th of January. Don't forget to also, whenever you see this image, is when I'd like you to do some writing, and of course you can pause, rewind, replay, rewatch the video whenever you like. That's absolutely fine. So yeah, please feel free to pause it so you can complete the writing tasks. So looking at this first bit, which sentence below has used parentheses correctly? So we've got my granddad, who is 84 years old, enjoys playing chess with his friends each Wednesday and likes to play golf at the weekend. Or we've got exactly the same, but my granddad, who is 84 years old, enjoys playing chess with his friends each Wednesday and likes to play golf at the weekend. Okay, so exactly the same, but the punctuation is slightly different. So which has used parentheses correctly? Okay, let's have a look at the answer. Of course, the first one. The second one has the dash a little bit too early. It's before granddad, okay? So the extra bit of information that the parentheses is adding on is who is 84 years old. That's your relative clause there. So you need to make sure that this dash is after the word granddad. Just like here, we've got the comma after granddad and after old. Next one, name the punctuation used parentheses in the following sentences. Nice and easy. So of course, in this first one, we have got a pair of commas, and the second one we use a pair of brackets. Nice and easy. We should all be experts at that one. Circle the punctuation used for parentheses in the sentence below. So we've got Maria, who adores eating chocolate cake, won the most recent cake eating contest against the best cake eaters in the world. So just quickly highlight for me, or mentally note in your head, where the parenthesis is being used, which punctuation has been used. Okay, let's have a look at our answer. And of course, it's these commas here. Who adores eating chocolate cake? That's our extra bit of information. That's our relative clause. That's our bit of parenthesis. Where the two commas are, an extra bit of information. And you might have been a bit confused. There's a couple of dashes here, okay? They're just hyphens to connect two words together, okay? So this is not our parenthesis bit. It's the bit between the commas. Moving on then, underline the parenthesis in the sentence below. I'll give you a quick second to just read that and have a go in your head. Okay, of course, it is there on my birthday, 1st of June. That extra bit of information in between the dashes saying when the birthday is. That is your bit of parenthesis. So now, true or false? Commas are used correctly for parenthesis in the sentences below. So although it was still dark, I went to the shop to buy some milk and bread for our breakfast. Or B, my mum, who needed milk and bread, asked me to go to the shop because I was going to town anyway. So which of these two sentences uses commas for parentheses correctly? Okay, so all I like you to do here in your books is obviously do some writing. So just all I want you to put is A, and then true or false, and B, and then true or false. Okay, so let's have a look at our answers. Okay, so the first one is in fact false, so it's used incorrectly. So although it was still dark, I went to the shop. Might have been that extra bit of information, but it's not quite. I went to the shop. Doesn't work, make sense on its own, so it doesn't count as that extra bit of information. And then, of course, the second one works perfectly. So my mum, who needed milk and bread, so that's your extra bit of information. The mum needs some milk and bread. Okay, it's your relative clause in between the two commas. Asked me to go to the shop because I was going to town anyway. That is true. Give yourself a tick if you got that one right. Next one, our final bit. Okay, so which of these following sentences use correct punctuation to show parenthesis? So what I want you to do in your book, I want you to do some writing. So I want you to write 2 of the 3 down that have used parenthesis correctly. Okay, so the one that is incorrect, you don't have to write that one down. So I just want you to copy out the 2 sentences that have used parenthesis correctly into your books, please. Okay, let's have a look at our answers now. You should have written them down. Okay, B and C are our correct answers. So, of course, the first one, there are 3 bookshelves at the back of our classroom, and they are used for our homeschool reading books. There is no parenthesis in there at all. There is a little hyphen to connect two words together, homeschool, okay? However, there's no parenthesis in there at all. The second one uses a dash here, so some of you might have been confused and not included this one, but it's still adding that extra bit of information. Even though it's on the end and there's only 1 dash there, that is the one that uses parenthesis correctly. It's adding that extra bit of information using a dash. And of course, the bottom one uses brackets, which we know adding that extra bit of information on as well. Okay, thank you very much, Year 5. What I would like to do now is complete the activity that is attached onto the website below this video. And I will hopefully see you all later for our live lesson. Thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of your day.